Ever been in a conversation where your brain just shuts down? You're staring at the other person, scrambling for words, and all that comes out is, yeah. So, uh, nice weather? Yeah. We've all been there. It's that awkward silence where you suddenly forget how to human. But why does this happen? Are we all just socially doomed? Nope. The real problem isn't that you have nothing to say. It's that your brain panics and forgets to use what you already know. Think of conversations like a game of catch. If you're too focused on not dropping the ball, you freeze. But if you relax and just react, suddenly, you're in the flow. And just like any other skill, playing an instrument, writing, or even sports, conversation can be learned and improved. So, how do you make sure you never run out of things to say? Here's a simple trick. The FORD method. Not the car. Stay with me. FORD stands for family, occupation, recreation, and dreams. These are universal topics that everyone has something to say about. Family? Do you have siblings? Oh wow, what's that like? Boom. Easy. Occupation. How'd you get into that? Is it as fun as it sounds? Instant conversation. Recreation. What do you do for fun? Everyone loves talking about their hobbies. Dreams. If money wasn't an issue, what would you really want to do? Now you're deep in conversation territory. But here's the secret sauce. It's not just about what you ask, but how you ask. Imagine someone says, I went golfing over the weekend. You have two choices. You could just say, oh, nice, and then let the silence take over. Or you could ask, oh, cool, where do you usually play? How long have you been into golf? And suddenly, the conversation keeps going. Follow-up questions show genuine interest and keep the conversation flowing naturally. Most people think being a better talker means talking more, but actually, the opposite is true. If you want to improve your conversations, you need to listen more. That means actually paying attention, not just waiting for your turn to speak. It's easy to let your mind wander or start thinking about what you'll say next. But when you do that, you might end up saying something completely off topic, adding to the awkwardness. If you listen intently, you'll pick up on little details that make it easier to ask good follow-up questions and keep the conversation going. Here's where it gets even better. We naturally click with people who share similar interests or experiences. The key is to find that one thing you both connect on. If they mention pets and you have a dog, talk about that. If they love traveling and you've been to the same place, dive in. If they're obsessed with a hobby you don't know about, ask them to explain it. People love sharing their passions. Once you find the common thread, steer the conversation in that direction, and it will start flowing naturally. And here's a reality check. Sometimes, even if you do everything right, the conversation might go nowhere. There might be awkward silences. And that's okay. The trick is not to panic. Instead of scrambling to fill every second, just be comfortable with the silence. Conversations ebb and flow, and sometimes, a pause makes what comes next even more engaging. And if all else fails, talk about food. Seriously, nobody is ever not interested in food. Try asking, what's the best thing you've ever eaten? Or, if you could only eat one type of food forever, what would it be? Food sparks memories, opinions, and stories. Instant conversation gold. So here's your challenge. Next time you're in a conversation, try this. Pick a FORD topic. Ask a follow-up question instead of just giving a short response. Actually listen and find something to connect over. And if silence happens, stay cool. It's part of the flow. With enough practice, you'll never run out of things to say again.